I recently had a client who didn't speak the King's English. Matter of fact, English was his second language. He spoke Espanol. He was a wonderful human being. And when I first met him, he was really upset. DCF had taken his children. They didn't listen to him. They shot first and asked questions later. And I think part of it was because of the language barrier. He spoke Espanol. He spoke Spanish. But there's ways around that type of language barrier, whatever the language may be, and it's called an interpreter. Or having, in many cases, DCF, much to their credit, have Spanish-speaking social workers. But they didn't in this case to begin with. Why, I can't answer you. I don't know. But they should have. And I was working with this client, and I told him, I said, I'll do everything I can to try and help you. And I explained to him, I said, we all make mistakes in life. I got my hand raised. We all do. We all have blemishes, flaws, and imperfections. My hair's a mess and I get bad breath in the morning. So does everybody else too. But you have to understand that you got to give people a fair shake too. And I think the errors in his case for this father could have been avoided, but they weren't. So now you deal with what you have. So how do we deal with what we have? You get an interpreter to be present when DCF speaks to him, and also when I spoke to him, so he understood the nuances of what needed to be done. Now this was the guy that worked his rear end off. If he stood up, he'd have no ass. This was the hardest working guy in showbiz. And he banged nails construction for a living. And he was an incredible framer. I mean, just did great work. But that wasn't me saying this. That was everybody I talked to. And they said he was just an incredible dad. He worked 5-6 days a week, but when he wasn't working banging nails, he was always with his kids. No matter what they were doing or where they were, he was there. He was there for them, there for them, there for them. That was abundantly clear. So when DCF said he neglected his kids, it just didn't add up. And everyone that knew this family, especially this dad, just scratched their head, said, this can't be. So after a very short period of time, DCF realized the errors of their way, much to their credit. And they helped this family become reunited. And as they say, everything else was history. My client was thrilled, the children were thrilled, the mom was thrilled, the court was thrilled, the judge was thrilled, DCF was thrilled. It was a win-win-win-win-win-win. But the issue becomes the following, and today's moral of the story is, just because someone speaks a different language or maybe a little bit different, we have to be much more tolerant in our society. We must look upon people as people, not as, oh, that one speaks Spanish, or this one is of another color, another country, another religion. Who cares? If they're an adult and they're not bothering children, live and let live. Remember, the Constitution clearly says, we the people, not we the straight or the homosexual or the gay or the transgender or the white or the black or the rich or the poor or the tall or the short or the young or the old. It's we the people. We the people.